I have considered quitting Amazon. It's just the truth. I've done it before. It's happened multiple times. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about that. But what's good, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new Amazon video. Again, I've already covered what I'm talking about today. I will just do a little preface. I'm using a different camera today. My main camera is dead, so I'm using my iPhone. Hopefully it looks fine. It's the front-facing camera. Again, hopefully it looks good. And I am a little bit sick. Sorry about that. But with that being said, let's just get straight into the video. So there's been a few times where I've been working here in the past 2.5 years where I have thought about quitting, where I was like, I think I'm gonna quit Amazon, to be honest. And there was a few times where I started like looking for other jobs, getting my resume ready, and actually I think submitting my resume to a few jobs if I'm not mistaken. But there was 4 different times that I'm going to talk about in this video where I did consider quitting Amazon. And yeah, I'm going to go in chronological order with the first time. This was very, very early on in my career at Amazon, I guess you could say career. I've been working here for 2.5 years. There's been 4 different times where I did consider quitting, at least 4 that I can remember while coming up with this video idea. The first time, this was like 2 weeks in. I got written up. For those who don't know, I've talked about this in older videos, like really old videos. For those who don't know, I got written up like on my second week at Amazon. It was the first week without training. It was, I finished my first week already. I finished my training. My second week, I came back like, I think like 2 minutes late from break or something like that. I don't remember. And back then I didn't know that they were really strict about break. I didn't know that Amazon was extremely strict about you getting back from break right on time, like instantly. I didn't know this. So again, this was early on, 2 weeks in, and I was like 2 minutes late from break at most. It wasn't that much, but it was like 2 weeks late from break, and sorry, 2 minutes late from break. And yeah, my manager comes up to me and I got a write-up. I got written up very, very early on in my Amazon tenure. I was still seasonal. I honestly, I didn't know how write-ups worked at Amazon, and I thought, this is it, I'm going to get fired. So before they can fire me, I'm just gonna straight up quit. I remember when I got written up, the following like 2 weeks afterwards, I was just constantly applying to new jobs, and I was like, okay, I need to find a new job right now because I'm pretty sure that I'm going to lose my job at Amazon, because I didn't know that you could get written up multiple times within the year. I didn't know how anything worked. I didn't know basically how anything worked at Amazon. I was brand new. There was no videos out there to really explain the write-up process, which I have done a video about, but I didn't know any better. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna quit before they can fire me. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I was applying to other jobs. I ended up just sitting it out and waiting and seeing what happened. And it turns out that after 30 days, the write-up goes away anyway. So I had no reason to be worried. But at the time, I do remember being very, very worried for pretty much no reason at all. That was the first time that I did consider quitting at Amazon. The second time now, this was way later on. This was like a 1.5 years later, or just like a year later, somewhere around that time. But there was a time period when, and I've talked about this in several videos, where I was really burnt out. I was just so bored of the job. I found the job to be incredibly boring. It wasn't exciting me anymore. It wasn't satisfying me creatively. It wasn't fulfilling anything. I didn't feel like I was bettering myself working at the job. And because of that, I decided I was considering quitting. And that wasn't the only reason during that time, though. I do also remember that I was just getting really, really frustrated with TOT and like how strict they were with the break times. I know that in my comment section, I've seen a lot of people say, and I think a big majority of the people have disagreed with me when it came to like TOT and stuff like that. From what I've seen, a lot of people don't deal with the same problems that I dealt with whenever I first started working at Amazon. For like the first 1.5 years, my site was incredibly strict about TOT. Like if you went like a couple seconds over TOT, you were getting written up, no doubt. There was like almost no way to get exempt from it. You were getting written up no matter what. For those who don't know what TOT is, it means time off task. So time that you're not working, time that you spent going to the restroom, or time that you spent maybe doing anything else but working. If you're not actively working, you will be tracked at your station. And back then, I just hated how strict they were. There was a manager that I had that was filling out TOT forms every single day. I remember the stack of TOT forms by this one really strict manager who took it way too serious. It was like this thick. She was writing up like multiple, I would probably say, if I had to guess, probably at least 100 to 200 associates every single day were getting written up for TOT or something. Like, that's a wild guess, maybe a little bit less than that, but a lot of people were getting written up every single day, and I was one of those people who was constantly getting those TOT forms. And it was so frustrating. It was like, at this point, I can't even use the restroom. I know some people like say that the whole like you can't use the restroom at Amazon thing is bullcrap, but for me, early on at Amazon, it was true. You couldn't use the restroom because that manager was so strict that you'd get in trouble for using the restroom. So back then, it was true. It's definitely not true anymore. It's definitely not the same anymore. And now I'm more on the other side of things, where everyone else in my comment section says like TOT's not that serious. I'm more on that side now too, because they don't care about it at my site anymore. But they were really bad at it at some point, and during that time I was like, I can't handle this. Like, I don't think I can work a job where I can't even use the restroom. It just doesn't feel right. It seems unfair. And so I really had considered quitting. And I remember going on Indeed, applying for a lot of jobs, because I was like, I'm getting burnt out and I just can't take this anymore. Like, it's not fair that I can't even use the restroom. It's just not fair at all. So I did consider quitting at one point. I didn't end up going through with it, obviously, but that was one time where I was like, I might quit. But yeah, that's the second time. The third time was whenever they were considering eliminating phones like completely. For those who don't know, for those who have only worked here for maybe a few months, before COVID, you actually weren't allowed to bring your phone into the facility at all. You couldn't get it past the metal detectors. You couldn't bring it in with you. It just wasn't a thing. You were not allowed to bring your phones into the FC at all, no matter what. So during that time, I didn't work there though. Whenever I first started working here, it was during the beginning of COVID, or like it was the very early stages of COVID. So I knew nothing but being allowed to have your phones in the facilities. And it ended up being where a few years into COVID, like a year and a half into COVID, basically around the same, or maybe like 2 years into COVID, I don't remember the exact date, but they were actually basically saying like, guys, this is a temporary policy, and soon we're going to be going back to no phones in the facilities. And I just remember making several videos on this and just talking about how stupid this whole thing was, and just how dumb I used to think it was. Like, and I still do think that them implementing that rule would have been incredibly dumb. It's just incredibly dangerous and dumb. Like, just, it wouldn't have made any sense at all. I remember making so many videos dissing Amazon for that, and I stick by those videos to this day. I know some people in the comment sections used to say like, you need to stop saying this because we shouldn't be allowed to have phones. It should be like no phones at all. And I used to get into arguments sometimes with people in the comments about this. I still stick by what I said a year and a half ago, or however long it was ago, whenever they were going to ban phones again. It was dumb. And I remember at that point in time, I was like, if they do this, I am going to quit. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to quit, because I could not go into this warehouse for 10 hours straight, 11 hours straight, and not have my phone on me. Even if just for emergencies, it just made no sense, because we knew at the time the emergency phone line, where if anything was happening outside for your family members, took several hours to get called and to get you down and helping them, or vice versa, if you had an accident at Amazon, many hours to get your family called. So it was just stupid. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the risk. And I was like, that's not going to happen. At the time, I had people to take care of. You know, I have family members and stuff, and I was just like, I am not letting that happen. I'm not going to give up my phone. If I need it for an emergency, I'm going to use it for an emergency. And there's just been too many things that happen inside of Amazon warehouse as well. Too many shootings, too many like weather danger stuff, like tornadoes and stuff like that. Lots of shootings. People bringing guns into the facilities. Like, no, thank you. I'm keeping my phone on me. No, thank you. During that time, I was definitely going to quit. As soon as they brought that policy back, I was out of there. But thankfully, they made the smart decision to not do that. And I think a lot of people were with me too, or we were going to quit. And I'm pretty sure that prevented a lot of people from quitting, like me as well, because like I said, I probably would have quit. I would have tried to find something better. But yeah, that was the third reason I almost quit. Now, the fourth reason I considered quitting at Amazon was actually the most recent one. This happened a few months ago, where I was planning on moving. I talked about this in videos where I plan on moving out of state. I didn't think that there was anything in here in Houston for me anymore, and I really wanted to get out of here. And I had a big plan to get out of here. I was going to move to Chicago, Illinois. I was going to find work out there, and it probably wasn't going to be Amazon, because I wanted to move to downtown Chicago, and all of the Amazons in Chicago are really far from downtown, like 40-50 minutes. And my plan when I was moving to Chicago would be to not take my car. I was just going to take the trains and stuff like that, take the L everywhere. And I just didn't want to work at Amazon, because I'm not going to go 50 minutes outside of the city when I want to be living in the city. So that was my plan, and I was just thinking, you know what? This is it. I've been at Amazon for 2 years now, or I'm going to be at Amazon for 2 years by the time I quit. It's time to just find a different job. I was going to consider using my degree, my paralegal degree, and maybe getting a paralegal job in the city, doing anything, literally anything outside of Amazon. I was going to try to find something in the city and seeing what could get me out of Amazon and get me into Chicago. Obviously, I'm here in Texas still. And I mean, I still would have been in Texas by now regardless anyway, but I definitely did plan on leaving like around April, March, or May, like or somewhere around those 3 months, March, April, May. And I'm still here. I don't plan on leaving anymore. And I'm definitely planning on staying at Amazon until I can just quit this job completely and move on to full-time YouTube. That is my current goal. That will be my goal for a long time to come. So yeah, that was the last reason that I considered quitting at Amazon. And that's pretty much the end of that topic. I do want to say really quickly, I did vlog my day yesterday. I did a lot of activities yesterday, and I think I haven't edited the vlog yet, but I think it's going to come out as a good vlog. So if you want to see how I've been living my life during this very busy 2190 challenge that I've been doing, where I've been taking cold showers, daily uploading, and reading a book for every single day for 90 days straight. If you want to see the freaking all the stuff that I've been going through, the stress that I've been going through, what my daily activities have been looking like, all that stuff, go ahead and check out my other channel. It's always in the link in the description below. Nathan Padilla is the @ I know they have @ on YouTube now, so @ Nathan Padilla would be the @. You can go ahead and check that out. I am releasing what I did yesterday. Like I said, I did a couple of stuff. I actually went on a date, so if you guys want to see or hear what my story was like, you can go ahead and hear that. You can hear my whole cold shower story, my book reading activities, like all that stuff. It's been crazy. And also, as you can see, my tarantula's not there. The tarantula died in the vlog yesterday. The tarantula literally died in the vlog, so it's definitely worth a watch, that vlog. That part was kind of sad, but it was a crazy vlog. A lot of things happened, and my cat killed my tarantula, so that's one of the things that you can check out in that vlog. Yeah, a bit sad, but it was a really cool vlog. I think you guys will enjoy it. I'm gonna end this video there, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Leave a like if you did. Comment down below on times that you've considered quitting Amazon and why you considered quitting them. If you have ever considered quitting Amazon, or if you literally have quit Amazon, let me know down in the comments below why as well. But with that being said, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Love you all. Peace.